Good evening, everyone. Brian York with the Yorkie Moto Garage, and we're still working on this mean, mighty green Ct70 1975. Okay, so now we talked a little bit about the wiring yesterday. Kind of got into it a little bit, and then I said I was going to do a video on the engine. So I'm going to turn this thing around here, and I'm going to show you what I've got hooked up, how I've got it hooked up, and that way you will know this is a Ridgyard motor off of eBay, a Ridgyard 125cc, 4-stroke. You can get them in the box. It comes with the carburetor, the intake, the shifter, the kicker, the CDI box. It pretty much comes with everything to basically just bolt on and let it run. So I want to go through this with you. I already did it on my first video, but we're going to do this again. So here we are. This is how we're going to do this. I'm going to take you down here and show you what I've got plugged in. Okay, so you've got a blue and a blue and white. You got to plug that in. Then you've got a green and green that plugs in. And then you got a black and red. Okay, then you also need to plug this CDI box in. Okay, see the wires on there? You see this connector, it's the only connector that will connect to the CDI box. You gotta have that connected. Okay, then you also have to have your coil, which is right here. It's got 2 wires coming out of it. You have a solid green, and I've got these hooked up backward, but it don't matter, it'll work. Oh man, I just pulled the end of it off. Shouldn't have done that. But I tell you what, anyway, you hook those wires up and this thing will fire. Let me put you back on the stand for a second and fix these connectors. And once we fix them, then I'm going to show you how this motor will run. So give me just a second here to go through, and I gotta, since I didn't plan on that bullet connector coming apart, but let me go ahead and fix it real quick. We'll push the wire down in there and we'll get it fixed real quick and make it work. Sometimes these cheap connections, they don't work really well. I've got a bullet connector. I can fix this with the fittings I've got here. The hard part's going to be getting the old one out. Sometimes they're kind of a pain to get out, but one of these crimpers, commercial crimper, and this connects these small nose connectors here. Okay, there's that all fixed. Now the hard part's gonna be getting this old connector out of here. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so green and green, and then the yellow and black to the yellow and black, basically. And truthfully, that's all you need. These 2 wires here, it's a green, it's a black and white and a green, and then there's another black and white and green. These are switch wires. You don't even have to have those. Now, I do want to show you, there's a yellow and white wire here, and after we get it running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this light bulb to it. Once we do that, you're going to have power to your light. The question is, can I run this way without blowing the bulb? Well, this bulb is actually a 6 volt, so it's not going to work anyway. This is a 12 volt motor. But so what we're going to do later on is I'm going to get a 12 volt bulb for this. I'll probably get 2 or 3 of them. They're inexpensive. I think they're like $3 a piece. So what we're going to do is put a 12 volt bulb in there. We're going to rev it up and get it really smoking hot and make sure that it's not going to blow our bulb. If not, we may have to put a rectifier on it and cut that voltage down. So, okay, So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit, and then we're gonna fire this thing up. Okay. Oh, I'm already got you zoomed in. So, all right, it's gonna rattle a little bit because the muffler I've got on it is just a cheap old pit bike muffler. The handlebar, it kind of vibrates. I had this started a while ago, but should fire right up. Here we go. There you go. Now what I'll do here is hook up this green wire to the white. And hook the other wire up to the white wire. So anyway, these are the two wires we're going to hook up to your kill switch. I showed you on the last video. We ohmed that switch out to make sure it's working. These are the two that's going to tie into that. One of them's going to tie into the switch so that when we hit it, it's going to ground against these two and kill it. So basically, you know, we've got everything figured out how we're going to do it. We just got to get the motor on the bike and then figure out how we're going to wire everything up and then go from there. So anyway, I hope that's going to explain to you a little bit how I'm doing this, and I'm trying to do it just a little at a time. Let it kind of sink in with you guys. Anybody that's out there building one of these bikes can do this simple wiring. You don't have to have all the bunch of extra basic wiring is all you need to fire one of these motors. If you can do that, then you can put one of these motors in. You don't even have to have everything else. You can just have a kill switch on it, and that's all you need. So, you know, it's a little more involved if you start putting lights on it and turn signals and all this other stuff, and then it's when it starts getting involved. But as far as getting a 125 on a Ct70 frame, you can see right here, this is an original frame. Only thing I did was put feet on it, welded a handlebar on here for a throttle, and basically a test stand for me. I got an old plastic gas tank in there. But this thing works great for me to test my motors. I can't really think of anything else I want to touch on this video. But I thank y'all for checking out my videos on Yorkie Moto Garage, and like and subscribe to my channel, please, and get everybody that you know to like and subscribe to my channel. If this is going to help them out, I would love for them to see my videos. Thank you all so much. We'll see you soon.